Loving others means knowing how to love yourself. And I'm going to be translating from Italian to English because I wrote in Italian this lovely beginning of a stream of consciousness. One could also say poetry, thoughts, music, depends who I'm collaborating with. But as a content creator, I love to write, and as a empowered 5D mystic here, Enlightenment Soul Age Group, Empowered Woman, we get to share the beautiful combination of the divine feminine, all those emotions that come up, with the divine masculine, the mind, and our masculine feminine. I like to translate it that way. Okay, so integration of brain is when you are in your mammalian heritage, which is what I am at. I'm a 1-year-old, so we do being yourself, inner growth mindset, lovely inner child of you can come out and play. I'm always having fun. Thank you, Jesus, God, mother, twin, younger sister, but she's my baby. That's why I forget to include her, because I'm the one who is like, yeah, I get to nurture a little baby. And I don't have any babies. I don't want any babies, but I know every person out there is a baby like I am. So let's get to loving others means loving one's self. So whenever you hear anybody saying self-love is a myth, don't love yourself, don't be yourself, you know that you have a person who didn't do life the way that I did. I didn't have a rupture from my 0-1-year-old or my 3-year-old. I know compersion as a solo polyamory person because I'm not afraid of losing anyone because I have healthy self-worth. Means 1, you're not an object, neither am I. 2, I want to see you smile, not just some days, every day. Why? Because it's possible. Why? Because I don't have laundry in my body. I'm in the Enlightenment Soul Age Group. I'm a restorative embodiment. I learned how to choose love thanks to my embodied brain. Maria's 3-year-old saying I choose it as well, and figuring I have 24 hours. Why would I use any other of those? Oh no, I have those other emotions. But see, when you're able to have an inner growth mindset, because you're not criticizing yourself, so you're not your best friend, but you're definitely not your worst enemy. So you don't have some inner critic going on in your brain. You got, I'm a person, imperfect, flawed, like everybody else. Unconditionally loving? Check. Can I love you? Yes, because the minute you're unkind to me, I have my heart body and my value body saying, are you going to treat somebody in the same way they just treated you? Which would make you a hypocrite if you're going to use that word kindness. Oh, but guess what? You won't be able to prove kindness, because there's going to be all those unkind, maladaptive child behavior people who are projecting to you. There's your 1-year-old who wants to be seen, to be soothed, to feel secure. Oh, no, safe, and then secure to be their self. But they're scanning self and other with a default mode network that is only engaging in relationships based on insecurity. The low self-esteem, codependent people. Indirect communicators, passive aggressive. What else? Oh yeah, the cancel culture. I don't think they know 5D. They don't even know Christ consciousness. They don't know that Jesus talked about forgiveness. They apparently don't remember he walked with everybody and he wasn't welcomed. Let me see. Oh, that's right. They're using him as an example. They don't know that it means something called restorative embodiment. Thank you, Jesus, for being a restorative embodiment. Buddha. Thank you, Sadhguru, for sharing that enlightenment is possible compared to Zen masters who tell you that it's not because they don't have an emotional window of welcome, but they got laundry going on in their body. So whenever somebody wants to say that we have to have a low energy, basically, they confuse. Because see, emotions, we have 6 basic human emotions. I know them. I have felt most of them. I have no suppression. The one that got a little bit of pushback from my caregiver is fear. This is the only one that I had a little bit of trauma memory right here. I remember because it was in a demo that I was like, wow, now I think I know what the therapists that I learned from in attachment trauma mean when they say that people with shame or blame or guilt, not pointing at you necessarily, but I don't know how many people tuning in here. So this is something, I have compassion, but what I'm about to share is, it's called self-loathing. It's called gut wrench. It's called torn apart like this. So I have compassion, but what I also know is plenty of people out there with this, they throw shit at people like me, but we won't say, oh my God, let me throw shit back at you and define you as a demon, as an evil son of a whatever. No, not even close, because that would be me casting a stone, judging a book by its cover. This would be me not being a Christ consciousness person. So as a 5D mystic, I take it very seriously. When I learned of 5D, I immediately knew I was not anointed. Insulting a lot of institutions, not to mention just egoic, and then seeing spiritual bypass individuals make a shit show out of the oversoul, soulmates, twin flames, and calling people energy vampires. Thought they'd get out of the 4D bandwidth. I noticed they didn't. Okay, so let's read before we get on. An empowered woman, an empowered anyone, a 5D mystic, humanity. We overflow with it. I'm a human. You're a human. You got a heart. I got a heart. That's for sure. I don't need any story. I know the stories already. I learned them in church. I learned them from people, and I know misanthropists. They're all over the place. They hate, mistrust, dislike humans. I'm like, you do realize you're talking about yourself, right? Oh, no, Maria, only as some people. Sure, okay. I learned how to nod my head to that one because every time there's an inconsistency, you better bet I will be like, yeah, you're a mirror to yourself. The words you're using on your species is an indication to you having some trust break rupture with humanity. I don't. I just know that people make choices based on so I'm imperfect and flawed. Who knows what I'm going to do in any situation? But I know one thing, that as long as there's no physical weapon in your hand, I will not be doing anything remotely, visibly, physically endangering to you, not even one. And two, I will learn how to be the bigger person because I am proud to say I want to treat you the same way I want to be treated. So it's self-serving, but see, it moves beyond the solo self. And as you get older and you do learn attachment trauma, you feel bad for every person who let me out, let me out. They don't let their inner child out. They have non-bilateral integration. And in fact, there's no healthy self-worth in any of those equations, which is why an empowered woman will not be effectively communicating because low self-esteem and direct communication, passive-aggressive, cancel culture people, the ones who block you and friend you, and they do a bunch more or yell in your face, whatever it is. But they don't have a conversation. Well, we don't have room for that because the maladaptive child can't hear anything. They already made up their shit. And they didn't notice about their emotional. So we're like, okay, Cusco, see you later. I'm going to go have fun with Pachas. Okay, so loving others means loving oneself first. Made it clear? Yeah, so don't treat me like shit, but don't worry. I won't treat you like shit back because I do keep my heart body, value body, and my words. I promise to Jesus things and God. That's why I had no issue saying, hey, God, I think people forgot what they're supposed to be doing and that they're not you. I don't know about you, but their grandiosity, they need good therapists. There's narcissistic bubbles all over the place. But then again, the charming ones pull the wool over the people who don't want to go get good therapy because they're ready to say, yes, Zen Master, you're right. Because, everybody has a spokesperson for the reality that those inner children wanted to see and so on and so forth. So again, we leave 3D, 4D to like flat earthers land. And 5D, come on over. Humanity, we're awesome. Human evolution, consciousness, you name it. It's called unconditionally loving each other with flaws and imperfections. So loving others means loving oneself. We're all inner children, imperfectly perfect to love unconditionally and to guide each other, to respect each other with our behaviors, our temperaments, our maladaptive emotional responses and thoughts, and to work with those words and those thoughts to create conversations that are more of grown-up, so functional adult conversations, externally but also internally. So to have inner grown-up dialogue, which is when you are in the land of neutrality, not the extremes, okay? So inner growth, not inner critic, not outer critic. So loving to speak to oneself with love, compassion, and firm softness. To learn how to manage our differences and to become grown-ups inside. So to, again, have reflective grown-up emotional, mental conversations, and then to mature emotionally and physically and bring that to our relationships, which we will be able to continue to evolve with our relationships because that's how, through conversations with other functional adults and with each other, being able to face each other. So it takes a lot of desire, will, and strength for some, that emotional lifting, because it's not just a small feat, okay? To love each other equally and with just equality when we haven't been shown it. So to be a functional adult, when we don't have that outside in the world, we get to bring it forth, to use those words and therefore to heal each other's unresolved, for those who have those heartbreak, gut wrench, torn apart from trauma, or any of those trust breaks from as you're growing up. So meeting healthy self-worth functional adults and healing that lovely heart and bringing that heart to play so that we don't have to be afraid of abandonment, rejection, shame, humiliation, any of the fear, any of the somebody's going to leave me, and get that 0-1-year-old up to par. So it's together that we learn to love ourselves and each other from inside and outside, like the inner child that each and every one of us carries. And that's that lovely rainbow. We're all a bunch of rainbow babies, star babies, earth babies who can unconditionally love each other. Join the IHP community so that you can share love, man, women days, polyamory, monoamory. Thank you.